Tell you boys something special. Stop adding these kind of worthless mods that you think gonna be doing something to your RAM, but it's really not doing anything. I'm gonna share with you guys what kind of mods you really need to be doing instead. Stop doing these kind of mods because they don't help your 5.7 Hemi at all. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Happy Monday is the first day of the week, so blessed to be able to see another day of the week, man. You guys, you're here for your first time. This is my 2014 Dodge Ram 1500 behind me, and I'm gonna be sharing with you guys today. If you got one of these trucks, right? There's always a lot of stuff you see on the internet. People always saying that you got to do this, you got to do that. I'm just going to share with you guys my own personal opinion on what I know and what I think you should not be doing and you should be doing to these trucks if you have one. It could be performance, could be whatever mods, visual mods, whatever this and that. I'm going to be sharing with you guys the ones that I know for a fact that's actually going to help your 5.7 Hemi instead of it not helping at all. But if you guys are here for your first time on the channel, do me a huge favor, subscribe to the channel, man. Help your boy out. Almost at 10K on YouTube. Crazy thing, right? I know this is off topic completely, y'all, but I just want to share this with you guys, right? Hear me out real quick, right? This school right here behind me, this was I think it's a middle school. This was my middle school years ago. Probably at least, I'll say what, 15 years ago? This was like my middle school right here. It's crazy thing now is abandoned, and I play football here on this field right here. That's the crazy thing about it, man. It's crazy to see how time really go by fast, because I remember the days I used to go to school here, and this is like my new filming spot right here. It's an empty parking lot, plenty of space and stuff like that, and definitely has a very good view. Crazy thing, man. I went to school at this school right here, yo. That's the crazy thing. And I play football there, man. Definitely will say it's crazy how time go by. But enough of that. We're going to talk about the Ram behind me. Guys, you got to listen up, man. If you got one of these trucks, there's always a lot of people that know so much. I'm not going to say I know a lot when it comes to the Ram 1500. Because I'm going to be honest with you guys. I once was a Mustang guy. I used to love the Mustangs. Don't get me wrong, I still do. But I grew up from that stage. Now I could say I'm really like a LS kind of guy. If we talking like American Muscle, LS, Chevy Corvettes and stuff is like my style now. I still love the Mustangs, but I just only like the Terminators and stuff like that. The Terminator Cobras is the ones that I like the most. But we're going to talk about the Ram, man. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm not no expert. I'm just giving you guys my own honest opinion. And I feel like you got to hear this because, everybody else have something to say. Why not have something else to say too? Add something to it too, So I'm going to be adding that to it for you guys, man. As you guys can see, I'm effing excited right now. Feel good. Every day I wake up, even though I don't have everything I want in life yet. You gotta understand, every day you wake up, you on your 2 feet, you're not in a hospital, you're not in a graveyard, you winning, man. You gotta understand that, man. You winning, you got a chance to make anything happen. Anything you want that's up here. And definitely grateful for that. Also grateful to the guy upstairs too. But so let me pull this up for you guys real quick. We're gonna talk about under the hood of this Ram 1500. There's always a lot of things people always gotta say. Oh, you gotta do this, add this, it's gonna help this, it's gonna do that. In most cases with this 5.7 Hemi, I've owned 3 Ram 1500. I had 2 third generation, and this is my 4th generation Ram that I own. So I've owned 3 Rams in total. So what I could say from my knowledge, what really helped these trucks, if you got a 4th generation Ram, this is what I'm going to share with you. I'm going to start with is the cool air intake. There's always a lot of speculation, whatever you want to call that word. There's always a lot of people talking about the cool air intake and stuff like that, which is something that is most definitely does help if you have a 5.7 Hemi Ram or any kind of car in general. Whenever you upgrade these from stock to an aftermarket, it helps big time. But here's the thing, right? Most people do not know this sometimes. I would highly recommend, if you're going to upgrade from stock to one of these, I would highly recommend you do this, right? You got to go with plastic. As you guys can see, this is fully plastic. This is not metal. It's a reason behind that because, number one, metal contract a lot of effing heat, and that's not good for your truck at all. I see a lot of people always try to add the low metal cons and stuff because it does look a little bit fancy and look better, but I would recommend stop doing that. Instead, if you're going to get a core intake, go with plastic only. Plastic is the way for you to go. Now, my next thing to share with you guys, I know I cannot, maybe you guys cannot, I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm pretty sure I'm just going to point it out to you guys, right? So all the way back down there, right, is the exhaust manifold, right? So it's the exhaust manifold that's over there. Most of the time, I always see when people decide to replace, or whenever guys replace it, this and that, people always say on the internet that you gotta, or some people say you should, some people say you don't. You shouldn't, you should go the other way, this and that. This is what I think, right? Whenever you replace your stock manifold on these trucks, do not go with any kind of shorty headers. Like, if you're gonna go with an aftermarket, go with long tube headers. Now, long tube headers is a lot more effective when you have the 5.7 or if you have a Hemi in general. It's definitely worth it, 100%. Shorty headers is BS. I'll be honest with you, it's junk. I would not recommend you. What? Have like the shorty headers at all. Don't waste your money. Do not add that mod. It doesn't do any kind of good for your truck. So I would recommend you do not. If you're going to go with headers, go with the long tube headers. I would highly recommend, guys. I'm going to be doing the same with my truck. Definitely not going to be shorty headers. So keep that in mind. If somebody telling you, oh, yeah, you should go with the shorty headers, such and such, that's BS. If you're looking for performance and gains, go with long tube headers. I would highly recommend you do so. Now, my next thing I want to talk about that I see a lot of people always telling you shouldn't do or you should do is going to, keep it that way, that such and such. So if you guys look and see, there's a huge gap right here. Why? Because I deleted the actual, I can't get my effing words out today, but I deleted my fan, the clutch fan that was there. So I did the V6E fan, which is highly recommend when you have a Ram 1500 4th generation Ram. Definitely recommend you do that because, number one, the clutch fan that comes with these trucks in general have like it actually sits on the water pump, and that does put a lot of tension on, when your truck is accelerating, and also you lose a little bit of power and stuff like that. So I would highly recommend for the guys who be saying you gotta you shouldn't do that, you're gonna have issue, this and that, blah blah blah. Why are you putting a lower fan on your truck? And it's going to be a lot of bullshit they be telling you, but I would tell you, anybody that has any kind of fast Ram, this and that in general, they all have done this mod. And one thing I could say is this is a mod that I would highly recommend because it's something that definitely is very, very good for your truck. My truck has been driving super good since I did this. Haven't had any kind of issue. You could do it yourself if you know how to, use a hand. Doesn't really require much. And you get to have a ton of space, as you guys can see, for you to be able to work on your truck and stuff like that whenever you want to get down there. You don't have to worry about the fan, the actual big fan that was here with the cover and all that stuff. So definitely I would recommend. A lot of people always saying that, oh, yeah, what's the point of you doing that? You shouldn't do this. This is a mod that's definitely important. So you definitely want to do so. That actually does help your truck. You free up and gain probably somewhere around like 5 to 10 horsepower, which is something I would highly recommend that you do. Now, another thing I want to talk about that's something that's kind of like that's very necessary too, I would say, when you pretty much have your truck over at least like 100,000 miles. I'll say something that helps is, number one, it's gonna be, you guys can see right here, I got the J&L oil catch can, oil separator, whatever you want to call it. That's on the Ram right now. Something I highly recommend. That's another tool that you definitely want to have for your truck. It's definitely something that is recommended 100%. One last thing before I go, we're gonna talk about the back side of the truck right here. I see a lot of people always thinking that doing a muffler delete is gonna make your truck gain some kind of power, this and that, or such and such. But in reality, to be honest, I got a muffler delete on this truck. Maybe probably at least, it's been like probably at least, I'll say probably 4.5 months. I'll say 4.5 months. And there's always a lot of speculation about, I can't even get my effing words out today, yo, about you doing a muffler delete about such and such. But honestly, a muffler delete really doesn't, I mean, not a muffler delete, but a resonator delete, because I got the resonator still on my truck, and I just did a muffler delete on here. And a muffler delete definitely make the truck loud, but the reason why I didn't delete the resonator and stuff like that is because obviously the width, regardless, even if you do a resonator delete, it's not going to help make it louder. It's just going to keep that drone that you get really just going to be, you're going to hear a little bit more. Or honestly, I don't think that it's going to make any kind of difference, to be honest. But there's always a lot of people saying that when you do a resonator delete, or if you do such and such, you're going to gain blah, 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 but whatever. But crazy thing I just noticed, y'all, since I did the muffler delete, well, I didn't just notice this. I noticed this when I got the muffler delete, but I didn't really complain about it though. Crazy because when I got my muffler delete, this is something I want to point out real quick. I know I'm off topic, but this is something I want to point out to you guys, right? This is why sometimes you do not rush with anything, because this is something that I have rushed doing that day. And I feel like somehow I always pay the price for something. Whenever I rush doing something, I always pay the price for it. And I'm be honest, I'm not gonna, I'm not mad about it, but I went to, this was like a, kind of like a backyard garage or something like that. One of them little small garage and stuff to do a muffler delete. They ain't really paid much on it. And crazy thing, right? I really wanted to get it done that day. The shop that I was gonna go to was gonna do it, but it was backed up, so I had to wait a couple days, and I didn't want her to wait. And that's the thing. We all get that urge and stuff. So I ended up getting a muffler delete at that shop, but they brought out, so if you guys could see the difference, this is out probably at least maybe 1.5 inches. And then this side is out about 2 inches. So you guys can see the difference, right? He told me. But you can't really notice it when you come all the way back, though. Like, you can't really notice it. It's not really like a big deal, though, but it is what it is. I'm going to get it fixed. I am planning on getting rid of the silver exhaust tip. Kind of corny to me, honestly. I don't really feel it. I mean, it's not bad looking, but it's something that I really don't like that much, honestly. But I mean, it really doesn't make any kind of crazy difference, but definitely want to get some black tips though. And I want to go with a bigger size, probably at least like 6 inch, if I can find 6 inch exhaust tip. If not 5 inch. And another thing that I have to do is just grind this off. That's something that I got to get off. Kind of annoying to me. But quick question, right? For you guys, if you guys still watching, what do you guys think, to keep this on here? Should I keep this on here, or should I remove it and give it like a nice clean look? Honestly, I'm kind of like in between right now, but I think that after looking at the side, how like the side doesn't have any kind of badges, it just give it like that much cleaner look. Definitely, I mess with that heavy compared to like the side right here. I mean the back part with the 4x4 in the back. I think I definitely want to get rid of that. But that's just something I got to do. Planning on doing hopefully this weekend because it's starting to get cold outside and a freaking daylight saving then start. So plan on getting rid of that, and then I might get rid of that. I don't know. Depending. Y'all got to let me know. I haven't removed one of these in a while, but super easy to do though. But you guys got to let me know, man, in the comments. But honestly, instead of you guys, like, for real though, man, I'm be honest, like, you really could, it all depends though on whatever you plan on doing with your truck at the end of the day. But me, just to share with you guys a quick little tip. Whenever I do any kind of upgrade to my truck, it has to be something that's gonna be worth it, be beneficial to the truck, that's actually gonna help the truck, and not really just add it on there and waste money, and it really just end up not doing anything for your truck at all. I've seen a lot of Rams, people build, at the end of the day, people have their own ways of building things, but if your goal is for you to make power with your truck, I would say you shouldn't be adding anything that's not going to really help achieve that goal, honestly, in my personal opinion. But I really would just add stuff that's actually going to help the truck. And I just share with you guys some few things that I feel like definitely you need to do to help your truck and stuff. But like the muffler delete thing I was talking about, that really honestly is kind of went off topic a little bit, but it is what it is. But I would say honestly, like, modifying these trucks is not rocket science at the end of the day. It doesn't really require any, it's just you finding the right mods. That's it, finding the right mods. That's what anything, just finding like the right stuff that match, and pretty much that's going to be worth it. Honestly, that's what really it comes down to. And if you even know more about cars and stuff, cars, trucks, that's good for you, That would be something that you wouldn't have to struggle with in some areas and stuff like that. But some people just don't have that kind of knowledge. Like me, I don't know everything about cars and trucks, but I do know because I've been modifying cars for a long time. But I never really filmed anything till like now, where I really started taking my YouTube thing serious. But like I would say, I like stuff like modifying anything at the end of the day is something that's I definitely would say I enjoy doing. For you car guys out there, pretty sure you guys know exactly where I'm coming from. But man, I gotta say this real quick. I hate when they change the effing time. It's daylight saving. They change the time on Sunday. Now it's like it gets dark super early. So right now I gotta try to squeeze in time, make my video while it's still a little bit bright outside, and then pretty much hit the gym after. But I got a real tight little space of doing things, but still gonna knock it out and make these content for you guys. I got my goal to build this truck exactly how I got it planned up here. So you guys, I'm gonna bring that alive for you guys. So you guys want to stick around for that. Definitely gonna be worth it, man. But if you guys are still watching, I want to say I appreciate the support. Do me a favor, if you haven't subscribed yet, click that subscribe button and support the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.